Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Old Style Outdoors. Certainly is a nice, beautiful afternoon here, mid-October in South Central Kentucky. Pretty breezy, as you can see. We got wind gusting up to probably 12 to 15 miles per hour, but it hasn't kept us off the bench. What I've got here on the bench is a 22 Creedmoor. 22 Creedmoor. That's all you hear right now, right? 22 Creedmoor. Well, I'm going to try to answer a few questions about the 22 Creedmoor, things that I've found. I'll start off by talking about the rifle. This rifle started off being a Christian Arms 308. It didn't shoot very well. The guy that owned it said, "Hey, you know what? Build me a Creedmoor." So I said, okay. So I ordered him a Criterion barrel. It is a 7-twist, 22-inch, light polymer, threaded. I put a Trident brake, one of my favorite brakes, on it. Topped it off with a Athlon Argos. This is the 8x34, I think. Yep. BTR Gen 3. Great optic. Don't get too deep into optics. I've had these on other videos. I'll just touch on the high spots. Great optic. You could spend a whole lot more on a whole lot less. No, it's not a Night Force, but it didn't cost $3,500, and I could buy, 8 of these for one Night Force. And you can say whatever you want to say, but 95% of the guys that would get behind this and look through it couldn't tell you if they was looking to a Night Force or an Athlon. So I'll just say that. Probably make a few people mad, but anyway, great optic, really hard to beat for the money. All I done basically was some trigger work. I had to redo the stock, get the channeling and fit properly with that light polymer barrel. And that's basically it. Put it together, torqued it to spec, gauged it, set the headspace, gauged it, yada yada. Really what I wanted to talk to you about the most was this cartridge. Now, I could make this video like an hour of just what I've learned in the last couple months. I'm not going to, because everybody'd be bored. So I'm not going to do that to you. But feel free to comment below the video, ask questions, ask all you want. I'll go in as depth as much as I can and try to help you all that I can. So here's what I'll tell you about the cartridge. As with any new cartridge that comes out, since this is the Old Style Outdoors and I'm a little old school, I'll tell you this. Most cartridges that's come out in the last 15, 20 years doesn't necessarily do anything that much more significant than their predecessors, than the old stuff that's been around for 100 years. It doesn't really do anything different. This one does. For a 224 diameter bullet, this one does. Significantly does. So here's where I'll step on some more toes. 220 Swift, 22 250. Not even close. I'll tell you a few things that'll spin your brain. You're welcome to go get online, look up ballistic charts, read, look at head-to-head testing. But you can take a 220 Swift running 3,750 feet a second and a 50 grain bullet, and this 90 grain SMK starting off at 3210 or something like that, much slower, will not only catch up with that Swift, it'll pass it, and it'll have a probably less than half wind deflection. This will. So how does that happen? How does that work? Here's how it happens. Here's how it works. It's that. The twist rate of that barrel. It's exactly what it is. That's a 7 twist. Most of your 220 Swifts, 22-50s are 14 twist. This bullet is spinning twice as fast, over 300,000 RPM. As a matter of fact, I can do the math on that, but depending on velocity, right at 300,000 RPM. And much like what's those things kids played with years ago? Every kid had them. They're so annoying. A fidget spinner, yeah. Fidget spinners. They'd sit around and spin them their fingers and and you'd turn them and do all that stuff. Well, anything that's got centrifugal force behind it, when you're spinning it at a high RPM and you try to move it, manipulate it, it's hard to do. Everybody knows that that's done anything like that at all. That's how this works. This bullet kind of makes its own little area where gravity doesn't defy it, not near as much. Wind, it kind of giggles at the wind. That's what makes this cartridge really cool. I've got a 6mm Creedmoor, obviously the same case as that, just a 243 6mm bullet. Great cartridge. Not as flat as that dude, nowhere near. Here's the next thing I'll say about the cartridge that I've learned. So if I've shot some factory rifles in this, I've shot the Fierce, I've shot the Horizon, I've shot, and I shot a Ruger, the new Ruger Gen 2. And those rifles, they shot great. But here's the downfall right now of this cartridge, if there is a downfall. Factory ammo offerings. I know Hornady's got a couple types out there. Meade, Texas Munitions, which is, I think, Horizon, same thing, right? They offer some factory stuff, and it's really anemic for what this cartridge is capable of. They're really, really weak, watered down versions of this cartridge. I shot a Gen 2 Ruger and 22 Creedmoor this past weekend, and the guy had some 80 grain, the factory load Hornady match in the 80 grain, and on the box I think it give like 3250 as velocity, and which would be great if they were actually doing that. But that rifle's got a 20, I think it had a 22 inch barrel. According to old Mr. Garmin, they were only running like 29.90, I think was the average. 29.95 was the average, and we put a whole box through that thing. So really slow. These 90 grain SMKs right here, I've found two loads that are awesome in this rifle, and quite honestly, everything I've shot in it, even the factory stuff, is easily 3/4 of an inch or less. Every group I've ever shot with it. But these are 90 grain SMKs with some H4831 SC behind them, and they're right at 3,200 feet per second. So it's, you know, just a good stable load. It's nothing crazy. The other load that I've found that is exceptional in this rifle, well, no more than this one accuracy wise, is a 77 grain SMK with H4350 at about 3,450 feet a second. And it is a bomb. But again, just trying to answer some questions for you. That the magic behind this cartridge is your twist rate. Now you can certainly do these in an 8 twist. Of course, I've also heard some guys, you know, shooting 95s with a 6.5 twist. I don't know how that worked. Honestly, I don't know. But I can tell you what a 90 will do, and a 77 for that person's concerned, in a 7 twist. I do know that the 7 twist barrel is really popular right now. The 7 twist and the 22 Creedmoor, if you're looking to build one. I could go on about this rifle. Again, I've been, 8.5 minutes talking as much as I have. And just bore you more. I'm certainly going to play this rifle a little bit more before I give it back to my brother. But I've learned a lot with it. As far as the cartridge, learned a lot about the cartridge. And it really does. It really is significantly different over many of its SAMI spec 224 diameter cartridges. It absolutely is. So, like right now, here we go. So, wind's blowing right to left, probably, I'd say 12 mile an hour, 10 to 12 mile an hour, gusting every now and then. And this is terrible because there's no way I can zoom up on it. But down there at 400 yards, I've got a water bottle full of water laying on top of this target stand down here, long way. So I'm going to shoot the end of it. And without trying to sound like I'm bragging or whatever, I'm not. I promise I'm not. This cartridge is just that accurate. I won't give any wind. I mean, maybe the half width of the bottle. I mean, if I were shooting a 22-50, I'd have to give 10 inches at least at that same distance. And this, I won't even give the width of the bottle as far as for wind. don't have to. You just don't have to. Anyway, I'm going to shoot it, and maybe y'all can see a halo of water or not. Honestly, I don't know if you can or not. Probably not. Should be able to hear it though. Yeah, probably hear it. You probably hear the water bottle go pop. Now we're up to 4. That's enough. Plugs in. There we go. Woo. Sun is bright right now on me. All right, here we go. Yeah. Pop goes the water bottle. And again, yeah, I know I'm not the guy that's got, 14 remote cameras down there and slow motion replay and all that, but that's not what I'm trying to accomplish here. I'm just trying to give you guys an idea of what you're looking at, and maybe what to expect if you're looking at purchasing or building a 22 Creedmoor. I can't see anything wrong with the factory rifles that I've shot it in. I've actually only done one of each, so there you go too. But I can tell you that the cartridges, if you understand what you're looking at, understand what you're doing, you'll be a little blue in your cartridge choice. And again, I understand manufacturers are trying to keep stuff semi-spec. They're trying to keep stuff mild coming out, and I'm sure, and there may be 4 or 5, there may be other options out there right now. I'm just saying that's all I know of right now. I think is Mead, or Texas Munitions, which is Horizon, I think, or Mead's Horizon, I don't know. And then the 2 offerings from Hornady. And I'm sure there's others out there. I just hadn't got a hold of them yet. But they're all relatively mild as far as getting the performance out of this cartridge that you can get safely. I might add, safely get. They're very mild. But don't know what else to say. Again, I could talk about it for 2 hours. I could go over some other stuff that'll kind of blow your mind. Feel free to comment down below. Ask as many questions you like. I'll do my best to answer you. Do my best to help you. Just ask that you like, share, subscribe our channel, and enjoy your time with us. It's really all I've got. And all I can say is have a great afternoon, everybody. Until next time, we'll see you again on the Old Style Outdoors.